Welcome back. In this lesson, we will learn one of the most powerful features of Notion databases. I'm talking about formulas. After finishing this lesson, you will get an idea of Notion formulas. What are they for? How to add a formula? What are the limitations? And we will talk in details about if statement. In the practical part, we will create a formula for calculating the amount of successful days in our habit tracker project for both checkboxes and selects versions. Okay, let's start. Formula is one of the property or column types in Notion databases. This property type is indispensable when you need to take a value from a database column and transform it in some way. You might want to sum expenses in different currencies, or transform minutes to hours, or concatenate several columns text to get a summarized description of the whole record, or even visualize your progress with the progress bar. We will create one soon in this class. Of course, we could do all these calculations by ourselves. Getting back to the example with converting minutes to hours, I could fill the values for every task manually. And first of all, I would have to do a lot of tedious additional work. But what is more important, if at some point I realized I had made a mistake and then corrected the time in minutes, I would have to remember to change the corresponding hours value. And there would be a high probability that at some point I would just forget to do such corrections, and eventually my records would contain contradictory data. But dealing with formula, you construct it once and it immediately starts to work for all your existing and future database records, and you don't need to fill out the formula column manually. It calculates the result for you. After finishing the habit tracker project, as users we will have to only mark the progress in day columns, and formulas will calculate all the statistics for us. Obviously, you have to instruct Notion to do the transformation you need in formula property. To do this, we have to use a special language. Partly, this language is described in the formula editor. Let's learn some of the most important constructs of this language so that you could start using it as soon as possible. And function number one is prop. You will need this function to take a value from a distinct column to work with it in a formula. The column name must be placed within parentheses after the prop and be rounded with quotes. You will see that parentheses follow most of the Notion formula constructs. Parentheses tell Notion that everything what's inside relates to this particular comment on the left. It's also called function. We may think of prop function as of a reference to a distinct column value. Let's return to the example with time log and see how the prop function works. I can either type the function with the time spent in min column name, or pick the column from the property list in formula editor. The second way allows you to avoid making mistakes in a column name. Anyway, if you make a mistake, Notion will tell you that it can't find a column with the name you provided. Okay, this construction doesn't convert minutes to hours yet, but it already works. Let's see what this formula does. Look, under the hood, Notion replaced the prop construction with the actual value of the referenced column. Once I change a value in the minutes column, it immediately affects the corresponding hours column. So formulas in Notion are alive constructs. They dynamically respond to the changes you make to your records. In Notion formula, we can use same arithmetic operators that you can see in your smartphone calculator. Plus to sum, minus to subtract, asterisk to multiply, and slash to divide. So, Notion sees a number instead of this long prop function under the hood. To get amount of hours, we need to divide amount of minutes by 60. Let's add dividing by 60 to our formula and check the result. Easy, right? Later in this class, we will learn how to make such low numbers look more attractive. There is one important thing to know about how Notion formula works. Within every formula cell, we can only access the data from the same record. Formula cannot get data from records below or above. I cannot get the time spent for the yellow highlighted task within the violet highlighted record, at least with formula property. Later in this class, you will learn relations and rollups. These two allow us to access data beyond a particular record and do much more magic. Okay, time to return to our project. Let's add a formula column and name it done. I want this formula to calculate the amount of successful days. Let's think of underlying calculation logic. If a day is checked, I want Notion to see it as 1 and 0 for the opposite case. Eventually, I want Notion to sum up all the numbers. Let's see how this approach is supposed to work for the meditation tracker. We have 0 for Wednesday and 1s for all the other days. The sum in done column is supposed to be 6. Summing up in Notion formula is easy. I'm going to use a plus sign for it. A bit more tricky part is to teach Notion to see day columns as 1s or 0s. And this trick is easy doable with the help of if statement. This function is one of the most useful Notion formula construct, so it's time to figure it out. The skeleton is never changed, but these 3 blocks will change depending on your needs. The first block is a condition. We have to put a question here, which may only be answered by yes or no, true or false in other words. We put the instructions for the yes case to the second block and for the no case to the third block. Notion will execute instructions from either the second or the third block, depending on the answer to the question in the first block. Notion will never execute both the second and the third block's instructions. It will always run only one block. Let's see how it works for Monday checkbox. The condition or question here sounds like, is Mon column checked? If yes, we need 1. If not, we need 0. In fact, after figuring out the answer to the question in the first block, Notion will replace the whole if construction with either the second or the third block. In our case, Notion will replace the if construction with either 1 or 0. In more complicated cases, there could be nested if statements instead of 1 or 0, and in such case, Notion would continue to calculate what is the final value to replace this whole initial if construction with. Now let's ask our question in the proper way, so that Notion could understand it. It's pretty easy for checkbox properties. We only need to mention the property with the prop function. Under the hood, Notion understands checked state of property as yes and unchecked as no, which is pretty logical. Okay, now we know how to transform a checkbox day column to either 1 or 0. To get the sum of successful day for the whole week, we have to build if statements for every day and sum up their results. Great, done column is ready. For the version with select properties, we have to update the question for our if statement for the day columns. For checkbox, we could just mention the property with prop function, and Notion is able to figure out what we mean, because a checkbox might either be checked or unchecked, just 2 states. For select columns, there might be lots of possible values, so we have to give some more details to Notion. In this example, check mark means that a habit action is done. The red sign means that habit action is failed, and the white one means a rest day. And if we think in terms of 1s and 0s, the check mark is 1 and any other value is actually 0. So what would be the question? That is supposed to be answered yes for the check mark and no for any other values. Obviously, the question sounds like, is there the check mark in a day column? Or to be more specific, for Monday column, the question would sound like, is Mon property value equal to check mark? To write it in Notion language, we will use the prop function together with equals operator, which looks like 2 equal signs. It's not the only way to compare values in Notion formula, but we are totally satisfied with this one for now. For your project, just replace the check mark with the value you use for successful state in your select columns, and remember to round it with quotes. To get the final result for version with selects, we have to build same construction for every day column and add plus sign to sum up all the 1s and 0s that Notion sees under the hood. Let's test the result. Once I make changes to a day column, it immediately affects the corresponding done cell. It works the same way for the trackers with checkboxes. Congratulations! Now you are a big step closer to building really cool systems in Notion. You can do simple arithmetic calculations and add some complexity to it with if statement. In the next lesson, we will add a column to calculate the percent of successful days. And you will learn how to troubleshoot property is not a number situation. So see you there!